fixing broken men. I'm just gonna let people start getting in here. Tiff. I just realized I you don't need me, you need Jesus. Hey, you're such a fucking leech. Let me what's inside. Hello everyone. Hi chatters. Today is gonna be a fun one. I'm actually really excited for this one. I've been teasing it for a bit. I'm gonna be talking about my experiences with men. Hello mods. Hello chat. I'm gonna be talking about my experiences with men, giving some advice, letting some of y'all ask questions if y'all have any questions. And it's gonna be a really fun one. I'm probably gonna let this song play through, and then we're gonna switch to my just chatting screen, which is just me. And we'll get directly into the goods and the bits. Hello. Okay, I'm going to. Give me a second. That's good. Is the music an okay volume? Can y'all hear me? And I undeafened. Can y'all hear speak? Hi.
Hey.
Okay.
You should potentially put yourself up a little bit.
Up. Wait, like the camera?
Your audio.
Okay. Oh, my audio. Okay, that makes sense.
Just like a little bit.
Okay. Is that good? Okay. I think that's good. Because I don't want it to peek into the red at all. You look
Yeah,
gorgeous.
like give
Oh,
me
the
1 second.
locks
I
hurt.
will
Thank y'all. Thank you.
I will deafen really quick and listen to your stream and double check if it's better.
Thank you for all the compliments, chat.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Men. Listen.
Men.
Listen, there's a lot to talk about today, and I'm very excited to get into it. I think I'm going to start by introducing our two main, what do we call them? Love interest, our two main victims. I'm playing. The two side characters, because I'm the main character in the story. And that's what y'all have to understand.
Yeah.
To deal with men, rule number one, to deal with men, you have to be the main character. You have to be the main character. It has to be Big U. But I'm going to start by introducing the two main characters who I found, two side characters that I found on a little unknown app that you may not know of. It's called Grindr. So I met these men on that really little unknown app. Very small. I don't know if you even know what it does. Like you can just go on there and people send you pictures and it's like a messaging app. It's kind of like Discord, but you get dick pics sent unsolicited all the time.
Yeah, no, exactly.
But our first character, of course I'm not going to use the real names out of respect, not of privacy, but our first character, I've called him Dots with my friends because when I first started
Mm-hmm.
talking to him, this man's profile on Grinder was no profile picture. So it's just like the anonymous like Grinder profile picture is literally like just the head. You know, like the head, like you know the body, like when you don't set a profile picture for an account, it's just that. It's just that. So it's that gray dot. This man sent me. At first, I was ghosting him. I ignored him at first. So admittedly, I ignored him at first. So he would just send me hi, hey, hi, hey, every couple of like days or like every couple of weeks, you know? Like he was persistent. He was persistent. So Dots is an older man. He's white passing Puerto Rican. And he's taller than me and like he's bald. He's taller than me and bald. So obscure, so cutesy. No, like that. It was very much like I basically could gather nothing about him from his profile. Um, so that's Dots. The
Hmm.
other one is Moon Man. That's our second. That's player two. Moon Man. I met him on this elusive, obscure, minimal, very like this app that no one knows of. You know, I was on the apps and I met Moon Man, and Moon Man is also older than me. Important context about Dots. Dots has his own place. Moonman doesn't have his own place, but Moonman can host sometimes. But we'll get there later. I'm getting ahead of myself. But those are two side characters. Those are our two joints. Of course, there's other experiences outside of them. I've had plenty of moments, plenty of
Mm-hmm.
plenty of night on the town, you know, a night spent in a
Yeah.
hotel room, a night spent in the back of the car, you know, whatnot, whatever have you. But Dots and Moonman are the men that I consistently talk to, and the men that I have like the strongest and most consistent relationship with, and who get me the most, you know, like they give me what I need. They give me my needs. My needs are met. My wants are met. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Before I think this will be fun. Before I continue, Coco, you've heard me talk
Yes,
about both Moonman and
I
Dots.
have.
Give like chat if you have to describe Dots in like a sentence. Give chat a sentence to describe Dots.
Ooh.
Yes, Dots is bald. Dots is bald. Yeah. Uh.
I'm gonna go with
Mhm.
protective but clingy.
Oh, very
Protective but
clingy.
clingy.
Very clingy.
Very clingy.
It's very funny that you say that he's protected because last time when I was over his house, we were talking on his couch and I was like, yeah, I'm like weak. I'm like a twink. I don't know how to fight. And he's like, okay, but you talk a lot, so you're gonna have to back that up. And I'm like, no, I'll just call you. Mind you, he didn't deny that he would come. He said, but sometimes I'll be at work. Sometimes I'll be at work. You know how to fight. Sometimes I'll be busy, and I'm like, no, I'll just wait. I'll just wait. Um, I'm at work, so I cannot hear. But hello, Tenji. Oh wait, you can't hear me. But okay, I do agree with Protective but Clingy. Now do Moonman. I want to hear Moonman because Moonman is a more recent character, so I kind of want to see
He's
what you
more
made of
recent.
him thus far.
He is more recent, so I haven't got a full grasp yet. Um, I'm gonna say from the conversations you've had with me, he is very chivalrous. Like
I'll give you two words:
he
erratic but chivalrous,
erratic but chivalrous.
and also
No, exactly,
clingy, and
yeah.
also clingy.
And also clingy, yeah. No, exactly.
But that's like
Like
a running
I
theme
would
for
say,
me. At this point, are these
yeah,
men clingy or is it just my aura?
right. But no, like the chivalry thing is the thing that stands out to me because I
Oh, it
remember
really does.
you like calling me the first night that you'll like, and
Found
you're
out.
telling me all about it.
Yeah. Okay. To put Moonman's Shivery in perspective, it had rained the night that like I went over his house for the first time. This man was like, first of all, he walked me home, but to get to the point where he was walking me home, I couldn't cross the puddle. I was being like a little. I was like, I can't get over it. This man picks me up and by the waist and just puts me over on the other side. Like just picks me up, places me on the other side gently. Which honestly, I think that's a great starting point of chivalry. Chivalry, not only is it not dead, cannot die. Cannot and should not die. That is the take that I'll die on. And it like chivalry, like I feel like people when they think of chivalry, it's kind of like the big things or like the kind of like the big advertised things are kind of like demeaning a bit, you know? Where it's like but I don't think chivalry is like demeaning, and I don't think authentic chivalry is like, for example, like a very chivalrous thing that Moonman does is that whenever we're walking anywhere, I'm always walking on the inside of the sidewalk, like away from the street. Like that's very easy thing, you know? It's like, and he always opens doors, you know? Like it's very easy. It's very, very mindful, very demure. I love chivalry. And that's one thing I love here. One thing we love here is a chivalrous man. Is this real, Lucifer, to you, real or fake? I don't know. You tell me. Real or fake?
Real or fake?
But I definitely do. I adore chivalry in a man, and I adore when a man is effortlessly chivalrous. I like when it's not like a show that they're putting on for you, but it's just like you can tell that they were raised right, you know? Like honestly, if I had to say like if I had to put the antithesis, Moonman is just raised right. Like that man raised right. And and Dots, he's goofy. Like gamer, like
that
gamer,
too,
like
yeah.
he's so goofy. Like I would like okay, went over his house. We had did the thing. He started playing Silent Hill 2, you know, whatever. This man, I didn't expect anything. This man, he was screaming like a little girl. Like he was like reacting to the game as if he was actually being hit, and I was gagged. I was like, this is funny. This gotta be AI.
Wait, Lucy?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody is asking if a third guest can join.
Oh, of course the third guest can join. Is the third guest who I think the third guest is?
The third guest is who you think it is.
Of course the third guest can join. If we're listen, the more butches the merrier.
Okay, no, not
it's not that
person
one?
you're thinking.
Then why did you think that? Why would I? Of course I would think that's the third guest, because the third guest offered earlier.
The third guest is a fan.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, like I knew it would be even better.
Like if you want, you can join in like right now. At any
Okay.
time. Hello, Micah.
Tag me in, coach.
Hello.
Tag me in.
Hello.
We talking about men?
We talking about men.
Yeah.
Which men we talking about?
We're talking about my two men. We're talking about Moonman. You know Moonman and Dots.
Mm.
But if you want to talk about some of your experiences later,
No, I can't. I can talk about Moonman and Dots.
Okay.
I can talk about Moonman and Dots.
I had Coco give one sentence for Dots and Moonman. I want you to give a sentence for Dots. Start with Dots.
Okay, start with Dots. I will say Dots is the favorite.
He is.
Me. Personally. For me. A millennial man trapped in a 40-year-old body? I don't really know how else to like describe that.
I mean, you got it.
A millennial trapped in a 40-year-old body.
Yeah, I agree with you. Chivalry isn't hard. I agree with chat. Chivalry is not hard. But I do want to say something about Dots, because you mentioned body. That man is strong. He's built.
And he's bald.
And he's bald. He's bald and built. He kind of scary. He kind of
like Mr. Clean.
He is kind of like Mr. Clean, but like because of what he does for his job, he lifts a lot. That man flexed, and when I tell you I gripped his bicep, it was firm, pure firmness, no give. I was like, and he smells good. Okay,
That's good.
mind you, he knows he has a black femme. Tell me why he's always smelled good. You know he smells like now though? Shea butter and coconut.
Ooh.
What you know about shea butter and coconut? Okay, now
For some reason, I see this man in a store just like sniffing bottles. Like, what was that scent that she had? Oh, this gotta be it.
This one.
This the one.
Do a sentence for Moon Man.
Moon Man?
Mm-hmm.
Moon Boy.
Moon Boy.
Unpredictable.
Very unpredictable. I did say he
Real.
was erratic earlier. Okay, I want to touch on the unpredictability. Here's the thing. Whiny. Yes, that's the thing. He whines.
Yes.
But like he's very self-aware of it. But like this man gets drunk and he'll like drunk message me and he'll be like, why haven't you messaged me in 2 days? Mind you, I messaged him like an hour ago. Why haven't you messaged me in 2 days? I was confused and I wanted to see you. And it's like, on my phone? On my phone. Lesson number 2. On your phone, you're never going back and forth with a nigga. On the phone that you pay for? Heck no. I don't care if it's
Let that be known. Let that be heard.
I don't care if it's a text, an email, a call. Hello, wrong answer, wrong number forehead, wrong answer forehead. I ain't never go back and forth with a nigga on my phone. You ain't gonna get me stressed. Even if you paid the phone bill, even if you paid my phone bill, like I joke and I'm like, maybe if you paid the phone bill, even if you paid the phone bill, you're not stressing me out on my phone. Now I will say, because Dots is older, he really doesn't like when I pull out my phone when I'm talking to him. And like it's such a hard habit to break because I'll just be like, chat, I'll be real casual with it just on my phone, like, and I'm like, oh, because I'm still listening.
No, because
they can't listen and be on the phone at the same time.
Yeah.
It's typically the funny thing about it is I know you're listening because you're giving me updates.
Like I'm actually taking notes. You should be flattered.
You're taking
Why
notes.
is my chat turning against me? Asking for Ren. I'm here. Micah's here. Coco's here. What about us? Are we shot meat? We shot meat?
That's crazy. We're not
Wow, we're not even one six.
Crazy work.
I've never not been
It's
one
okay.
six.
We can.
This generation has been rotted by our phones. The woke is taking over. Okay, it's not even like rotted. It's just like I want something to do with my hands sometimes, and like scrolling is easy, and scrolling is it's mindless. I said Ren because I didn't know who was coming heartbreak. It's okay. I know. I was fucking with y'all.
Oh, my bad.
But
close enough, right?
Yeah, close enough.
It's the way you messaged me. It's the way you messaged me, being like, "Can you ask Lucy if she minds a third guest?" If
Also,
you just say that, she'll know who you mean. And then I do it, and does she know who I mean?
Okay, no, I don't because Ren was like talking about like joining it earlier, so like I just.
Oh
my god.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, is that the elusive Renegade?
That's me.
Okay, since you're a new guest, you have to go through the rituals that the other two have gone through. I'm talking about Dots.
Rituals.
I'm talking about Dots and Moonman. You have to describe each of them with a sentence, starting with Dots.
A sentence.
Yeah, a sentence. Listen, I would let them have more than a sentence, but someone here, we will be here for an hour at least with a description.
Okay.
And I know it's me. I know we're talking about me right now.
Well, that's Coco. I would rather do like.
Okay, you can have a word. That's even less.
Dots. So I'll do a sentence for Dots.
Okay.
Dots is strong contender but old.
Like strong contender but old.
Like he could, but he can't,
My-
and that's not his
Okay,
fault.
here's
It's
the thing.
ageism.
He wants to. Like, that's the crazy part. Like, I'm giving like snippets because like each sentence reminds me of something. We were on this couch. We were discussing how old we are, right? Because okay, actually, this man is insecure. Well, obviously. Like,
He's 40,
look at his
20-year-old.
look at his
Oh, yeah.
and also look at what his Grindr profile was, just no pictures, but he's insecure. So this man, I was like, I don't, because he was like, I called him handsome, and he's like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't have bad taste, and then he was like, and then I was
Now you're insulting me is the thing. Now you're insulting
me right now. Now you're jumping me. I was like, I don't have bad taste, nigga. He's like, and I was like, okay, I don't have bad taste. I have questionable taste. It was like, what's questionable? And
That's I
was like-
was gonna fight you on that.
I was
but-
like, what's questionable? And he's like, how old are? I was like, how old are you again? He was like, how old did I tell you I was? I was like 41.
Oh, so you lie regularly?
No,
Okay.
no. He didn't lie. He told the truth. He's just sarcastic as fuck. And he doesn't like answering questions. Like, I asked this man for movie recommendations. He's like, I don't know. Who's your favorite director?
Too much. It's too much.
Who's your favorite director?
Listen, if you're 40 years old and you're dating a 20-year-old, then yeah, you're insecure.
Mhm.
Like, you're not gonna. A normal, secure 40-year-old man is not gonna date a 20-year-old, you know?
Mhm.
So, everything. I mean, I would say everything goes back to his age, but it goes back to the insecurity. But the insecurity and the age are attached to one another.
It actually all goes back to his mother, but we can't get into that.
Ethically, you cannot
I
get
can't.
into that.
Ethically, I can't. That is Renegade. But, yes.
Also, dating's a strong word.
Dating is a strong word. Dealing with.
Yes,
But, like, okay.
that's what he wants.
Back
but
to what I was saying. Like, and we were discussing it. Like, I was like, yeah, how old are you? Yeah, you're 40. Yeah, I have questionable taste. I don't have bad taste. And then he was like, wait, I'm 40. So when you're my age, you'll be like, I'll be 61. Like, the implication here is that we'll be together by this time.
Oh, bless.
Oh, bless you.
Bless his sweet
And
little
it's
heart.
like, to
That's
be
cute.
in my head, it's like it's not a absolutely not. It's a damn, you have so many obstacles to get over. Why do you want that for yourself? You
Stand
can
up.
find someone else. You can find someone your age. I believe in you.
No, he can't though, because then he would have to confront his deep-seated insecurity that he's not good enough for somebody his own age, and he can't measure up.
Size. Oh, he won a marriage.
Anyway,
No,
Moon Man.
Yes, Moon Man.
Erratic.
That's the word I used earlier.
That is
Like,
the one.
dead ass,
that you used.
Like, and that just is him, and it sucks. It sucks too, because like, outside of him being erratic, like when he's on, he's so on, and like I love hanging out with him. But then like I just get a message at like 3 a.m. when he's drunk, and he's like, "Why haven't you messaged me in 3 months?" And it's like, nigga, we were hung out yesterday.
How old is Moon Man again?
He's in his 30s, early 30s.
Eh.
It's less than 2 decades. It's still a
Hey,
decade.
you know, small victories.
Small victories.
We take
You know-
what we can get.
The most frustrating part of this, Lucy, is I can't whack you. I really can't whack you.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the part that makes me pissed. Is I can't
Maybe, I
whack
don't
you.
know if you wanna. You can sit this one out. Actually, all three of you can sit this one out. The only one who can
What do you
stand in
mean
judgment
I
is
can
me.
sit this one
You
out?
give
Coco,
hand jobs. Hand jobs.
you gave a hand
Okay.
job to a man for a vape, and you're a lesbian.
Okay, listen. And
Okay.
listen, I sucked the nigga off in a random patch in a random patch of like in a secluded area that was very public, and almost got caught when someone started driving up the path. But for a blunt, but at least I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
At least
I've
Lucy is not
I've
alone.
never gone too extreme for financial security from a
Listen.
man.
That's why none of you guys can talk. I can
Listen,
talk.
I'm
You know what I've
recovered.
done?
I am recovered.
I've been good. I got propositioned by my fucking ex-professor, but I didn't do anything about it. You know what I
You
mean?
see,
I
I
forgot about
would have
that.
done something about it.
I was
Listen,
thinking
all I
about
was
that.
saying,
I was
all I was
thinking
saying
about
is you
that.
didn't have to do anything about that, but you should have, like, give a dog a nibble.
No.
Okay, no. Anyways,
Listen,
I was thinking about that like
Red, I'm
yesterday. No,
recovered.
chat. Everybody shut up for a second. They're all crazy. You know what my craziness is? I have crazy autistic riz. I'm hot and I make really, really strong eye contact with people, and this has
strong eye
gotten me into
contact.
a lot of pickles, okay? So my professor, who I was emailing for grad school advice, passed me out. Man is 40, divorced, children, shorter than me, not
oh,
attractive.
never mind.
Shorter.
Yeah, never mind.
Why did I forget that part?
Yeah, those last two
That's some
details is what got
audacity.
me. Those two details got me. Crazy word. Rule number 3: short men get no play. Short men get no play.
No, look, you can be shorter than me if you're shorter than me in a cute like femboy twinkie.
Okay, but you
you
can't be
wear
insecure about it.
skirts.
Napoleon complex ass men can't get play.
No, never. You can only be short if you are into it.
No, exactly.
If it turns you on, then you can be shorter than me. That's when it's allowed.
But also, deep inside, because of gender dysphoria reasons, I also know you can't be shorter than me. But that's me. That's me.
That's my issue. That's my own
issue.
problem.
That's what I need to work through.
No, Lucy, that's why I could never be with a man over 6 feet tall. You see, we understand each other on this.
Exactly. And that's
Because I'm 5'8",
and that's
okay?
why
If I need,
only date men
I
over 6 feet
I
tall.
can't be getting scoliosis. I can't be reaching up there. If you're that much taller than me, then I'll bring you down to my level in a way you might not enjoy.
And you know what?
So
I think this is a perfect segue into one of the most important rules. And I don't know how to phrase this rule. Nothing is one size fit all. And you have to like. It's like, I know it can be kind of hard to know what you want, but like, for example, when I go to Moonman and Docs, I don't go to Moonman and Docs looking for a partner, looking for love, you know? I go to Moonman and Dots looking for substances, adult substances, and sex. That's what I go to them for. And like, is there this inherent like connection because we're having sex? Yes. But I'm not trying to expand on that connection. I like what we have. I like that sometimes I just come over your house for a couple hours. We fuck, I smell you. You play games, I watch you play game. I like sometimes I go over your house. We walk around your neighborhood, we smoke, we find place. I suck you off. That's fine for me. And I don't
sorry, no,
I'm
just amused. I'm just amused because someone just appeared in the chat and was like, "Hi," and Lucy's like, "I go to Grove, I suck you off."
I go to Grove. Hi. Hello. I'm so sorry. That's the wonderful timing. Like, you had such.
That was beautiful.
This is tag. I don't know. This is tagged 18 plus or something for sure.
I mean, yeah, it has. I put like the section.
It is.
It's
I
so
opened up the stream. I opened up the stream and it asked me if it was like this stream will deal with topics.
Yeah, I did that on purpose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like sucking dick.
Sucking dick. You did it at my birthday.
You did it at my
Birthday
birthday.
party.
But like, you
And
have,
Lucy did do it at my birthday dinner.
and I did.
To be fair,
It
she
was
did.
because we said that like Freaksgiving was gonna be like your birthday celebration for the whole week, and I did.
Yeah.
And I hooked up with 2 men that
And
time,
we were sharing a bed.
and we were sharing. Okay, not in the bed.
Let it be known.
Wait,
Let it be known. Let it be known
Let
that
it
I
be
went out.
known.
Let it be.
known.
Let's clarify that.
Let-
Let
yeah.
me know. Like, me and Lucy were sharing a bed.
We love to see
And
a
Lucy
family.
left me alone.
Yes. You were a big boy. You can sleep alone. But yes, you have to be very. I feel like a lot of people go into situations and they find themselves in situations where they don't know what they want, and the other person knows what they want. So the other person is pushing for what they want, right? Because obviously, if you know what you want, you're gonna chase after what you want. And then you have and then you let yourself get guided along to what they want sometimes, and then I get that feels sucky, but you can't do anything about that. So to avoid that, you go into a situation knowing what you want. Like for example, last night I was hanging out with Moon, right? I knew I just wanted to suck dick or like smoke, and like no, I didn't even want to suck his dick, but it's like if he wants me to give him head, I'll give him head, because I'm smoking his fucking weed. It's like a courtesy thing at that point for me. So if he wants me to give him head, that's it. Like you'll get your courtesy head and your courtesy hand jobs. But I didn't want to be fucked. Like halfway through, he was like, "Can I fuck you?" I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Okay." like you just have to know what you want. Once you know what you want and you go into situations seeking what you want and saying that this is the line, this is where I won't cross because that's not what I want. Suddenly the world is your oyster and you having a lot of fun. Does anyone have anything to add to that?
Yeah, you just to expand, if you will. If you don't know what you want and what your boundaries are, then you should not be getting involved in anything.
Nothing.
Yeah,
Nada.
real.
Nada.
Zip. And don't think I can figure it out along the way.
You can't.
Nope.
Girl.
You can't.
You sit in your room, you contemplate, you ruminate, you meditate, you think to yourself, all right, let's say you get asked out on a date. You're like, what do I want to get out of this date? And what do I not want? And you sit there and you think about that. And then you go on the date. You don't just be like, well, I guess we'll see what happens. No.
No.
Not until you have experience.
Be intentional. Like, at the point I'm in now, do I just go, whatever happens with Dots? Yes. But that's because I know Dots and I know myself. You can't do that with strangers. You have to know what you want. And you have to know what you don't want.
And stand firm in what you want.
And stand firm in it. And be able to stand firm in it. There are so many freaks out there. You have to be able to.
You need to be able to say no.
You have to be able to say no, and you have to be able to Here's the thing. I don't expect the worst when I go out, right? But I am prepared for the worst. I share my location with my friends with multiple people here.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'll probably expand it to everyone here, and because I recently got everyone's numbers again. But for everyone here, I share my location with them. And
wait, actually, I need to share my location with Ren.
Coco, where the fuck are you? Are you in a bathroom with a fan on?
I'm in my room.
Why is bedroom fan?
Courtesy hand job is wild. Listen, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to get high. I'm just a girl at the end of the day.
Lucy's only 20. She
I'm
has
only
to do
20.
what she has to do.
And if I gotta, I'm gonna do it to the gods.
Okay. Oh my. All right.
That's enough.
And I'm gonna make eye contact while I'm doing it. Now what?
They don't need a visual.
Okay.
We didn't either.
Okay. Where was I at? Where were we? Where were we? I got freaked out.
No, you were freaked out.
Yeah.
Why are we talking in the past tense?
I am freaked out constantly at all times. I don't prepare for the worst, but I share my location. I'm like, push come to shove, I probably could outrun this nigga.
Be smart about it, y'all. Just be smart. And if you don't have a support group that knows where you are, knows who you're with.
Mm-hmm.
Have y'all seen that TikTok of the girl and her friend get in the car with a man and she's up in the passenger? I sent it to y'all. Yes, you've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
She's up in the passenger seat going, "Let me get a picture of this man. Let me get a photo of his face. Say cheese."
Say cheese.
You need people like that.
And it's like,
Speaking of which, when are we getting pictures of these men?
When I can figure out when I can configure the.
You can't stalk them on Facebook.
I don't know. I probably could.
They're old. They
probably
probably
do have Facebooks. Actually, you're right.
You're telling Meemaw hasn't put their ass on Facebook a million times.
Find his wallet. Take a picture of his driver's license.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Find his
fine.
legal name.
Fine. That's my next goal. Fine.
You up in his wallet anyways all the time.
Well, yes. I wanted to quote Sally, the great and wise Sally. You're never asking for it, but you can always be smarter. You can always be smarter.
That's true.
Like, because it's like, no, don't go to the fucking area where you know a lot of shit happens. And if you don't know the areas that you should avoid in your state, your city, learn them. Or country, learn them. There are certain places where it's like, bitch, why would I ever be caught dead in Camden at night? The fuck? Why would I be there? What is there for me? What is in these cities other than danger for me? Especially at nighttime? A young femme by myself?
Like, I'm still gonna get in the car, but best believe my seatbelt the fuck on. And I'm not going 100 miles per hour with my eyes closed, you know?
No, right.
Like,
no, right.
Now, if I get in a car wreck, that's still tragic, horrible, not my fault fully, but best believe my seatbelt was on, and best believe I'm the one that clicked it at least, you know?
Now, moving on from, like, that, when you're dealing with men especially, always deal with the men as if you're the catch, because you are the catch. Mm-hmm. They're not. Why would a man be the catch?
You know, no, seriously, like in what
world would a man be?
He got money
and to spend on me, the catch.
Exactly.
No. Just let me just break this down for you. I'm the catch, right? He had the fisherman had money. What did the fisherman buy? Bait, did he not? A fishing rod, equipment, did he not buy that? So, but did that make him the catch? When he bought the bait, did that make the catch? Did that make the fisherman the catch? I don't know. It's really simple to me. Be the catch. You're the catch. Be as annoying as you fucking want, low key. I love annoying men. But that's the brat in me. Listen, you have to understand this comprehensive guide is being written by 2 brats right now, so take that. So if you're not a brat, like, just take.
Who's the second one?
Ren, who's the second brat in this call?
Oh, I feel like
I wonder who it could be.
Let me shut the fuck up.
I wonder who it could be.
I thought you were talking about an altar. I was like, who else in the room with us? I forgot about my own existence. My bad. That's on me.
But yeah, and just be honest about. Oh, this is the point, like, extending off of knowing what you want. Be honest about what you want too, or like as honest as. Okay, here's how I do it. I am very honest, right? But my honesty is contingent on how the conversation is going. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not going out of my way to be like, yeah, I'm only here for sex and weed. Because in part of my head, it's like, if the nigga, if it helps me get what I want for the nigga to have a fantasy of something more coming from this, sure. Will it ever? Maybe not. Will I still say that it's like we were made for each other and this nigga's messages? Absolutely.
You are evil. You are evil. You're so manipulative. I say pushing my past into a closet and closing the doors.
Entirely. No, I approve entirely.
Listen, because it's men, I approve entirely. And because I can't talk for shit, I approve entirely.
Because just know that I'm sitting in the corner. Just know I'm sitting in the corner and I'm shaking my head. Okay?
You can shake your head all you want, but you're the one lying with an ex-devil. So, like, I don't know what you want to say.
You're the one lying with an ex-devil. Also,
but listen, no, I never did on purpose.
Okay.
I made choices to make sure that would never happen.
But my thing is, they're also like way older than me, so I feel like I don't know. Like, I've tweeted about it.
All older men are evil, and you can play them as much as you want.
I've tweeted about it. You got to manipulate them before they start manipulating you. Because low key, like, Moonman is erratic, and when he's like off, he just becomes a manipulative devil, or attempts to, and it's like, bitch, I already out deviled you.
Oh yeah, don't go with another form of advice. If he's smarter than you, don't mess with him.
Like if problematic education gap is a real thing.
Yes.
Like don't do that problematic education shit.
Don't mess with a man that got like 20 baby mamas and is experienced in your games. Do not do that.
Don't mess with a man with any baby mamas.
Yeah,
if you ask me.
Don't mess with the baby mamas.
Because if he managed to get a girl pregnant and she kept the baby, no. He's already ruined someone's life.
No, exactly, and then he just left, and now he messing with you. Why he in your face? What you think he's trying to do to you?
Exactly, and you don't want to be a part of any child's trauma.
Also, here's the thing. Use your discretion. I am advertising for safe sex. I'm advertising for PrEP, all that. Do what you need. You wear condoms, all that. However, if you use your discretion, but if the nigga is like against wearing condoms, red flag. Run. If you don't want to wear condoms, if you've been dealing with this nigga for a minute and you're like, okay, we don't need the condom, that's different than if a nigga is like, babe, I can't feel anything with the condom. Yes, you can. Block. Bro.
He's lying.
Or he
has to go to a doctor. One of the two.
Or he has to go to a doctor. A condom does not end that much sensation. And it really doesn't. I would know, considering last night with Dots.
Okay. No. Why you gotta ruin my day like that? I was having a good day. We were having a good time.
I'm sorry, you're right. I'm sorry.
Was it the one I gave you?
No, it was. He had condoms.
That bitch is 3 years old, Coco. It's moth bitten.
Actually,
it's moth bitten.
It's only 1 year old.
Actually,
I got it last year at Pride.
I still have that one. I still have the Pride condom.
It's less than a year old.
No, I definitely wouldn't use this though.
They do it in August.
I definitely wouldn't use this, one for like sentimental value, and one because it's definitely expired, and I keep it in my wallet. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
I keep it in my wallet.
No, because I have the other matching one in mine.
Like
sentimental Pride condom.
If it was really an emergency, and I absolutely needed it, like let's say, never mind, I was about to name drop somebody.
You're gonna have his shit tingling, itching and burning.
It doesn't feel right. Then get some that feel right. Right? Find your size. Right. What do you mean it don't feel right? Find your size. That's not my problem. That's just not my problem. Also, if he doesn't value your orgasm, flop, leave. Listen, any nigga I'm with, like Moonman and Dots, one thing they both do, one thing that's consistent throughout, they both want to see me come, and that's a green flag. That's an instant green flag. Because why wouldn't you want to see your partner in pleasure? Okay. What are other rules? What are other tenets of dealing with men that we haven't touched on, or that we can retouch on?
Oh, I have one for you. Mm-hmm. You knew I had one for you.
Yeah, I knew you had one.
Okay. Here's the thing, chat. If you are dealing with men, you need to have at least one lesbian in your life. And I'm going to explain why. I'm actually going to explain why. This actually, like, it also goes for non-conventionally attractive women who are, like, very loud and opinionated, and and gay men, okay? You need at least one, because these are the people who see these men for who they truly are. And I'm going to explain why. When these men realize that there is no relationship or sex potential with you, they will reveal how they truly feel about women. Okay? When they're confronted with a lesbian and they know that, like, that lesbian never going to sleep with them ever, they start, like, treating them horrendously. They don't feel the need to mask how they feel about you anymore because they know they're never going to get sex. With gay men, they already a lot of the time, if they are people where this is going to reveal who they truly are, they already a lot of the time view gay men as being akin to women. So they will treat them horrendously like they would treat women horrendously, and they don't want to sleep with gay men. Next, if you are like unattractive, or like not unattractive, but like by their standards unattractive, and they don't want to fuck you, they're going to treat you terribly. As a fat butch lesbian, like, there has been so many times where like my friends have been dating a guy and they've been like, he's literally the sweetest ever to me, and then I spend 5 minutes around him and I'm like, yeah, no, he is like the worst man alive. Like, he is horrible. Like, he is a fucking freak. And they're like, what do you mean? Like, he's so lovely to me. And then I have to explain, like, yeah, no, like, he's lovely to you. Just like, bear with me. So you really need to value these friends, because they're going to help you realize how fucked up these men are so quick.
Yes, and honestly, if your partner like hates all of your friends, that's a red flag in of itself. Like, even outside of that, but especially with that, if your partner like tries to pull you away from your friends, is jealous of your friends, incorrect, wrong answer for it. Wrong answer.
That's isolation. Isolation tactic.
I saw you. Flick, get away from me. I think a big part of safety is honestly just being like aware and having like knowledge. Which is actually why I kind of want to have this conversation on stream more and more, because it's like, yeah, it's like you should need to be wary of, especially men trying to isolate you, but anyone, partners generally trying to isolate you from your friends, or, you know, trying to push boundaries. You need to know what your boundaries are, and like what your hard limits are, or what your soft limits are. And I'm using like kink language, but even in non-kink spaces, it's like, for example, like a hard limit could be you don't do anal, period. Like, you don't do that, or you don't do drugs, period. Let's take out the sex. You don't do drugs, period, right? A soft boundary could be, I'm trying this new diet. I'm not going to go out of my way to eat this thing, but if it's offered to me, I'll eat it. Like, that's softer, you know? Or it's like someone push it a bit and be like, you know, or is that something that's like you would allow it to be pushed? It's like, you can joke about, see, that looks good, or eat like a little bit, you know? But like, for like, it's like no drugs at all. I'm not doing drugs, period. I'm not smoking a cigarette, period. But I'll take a little nibble of that chocolate cake. You know? Does that make sense? I'm trying to make sure that makes sense before I move on.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have a question for mostly Ren as my ethical. What are the ethics if I read messages but I paraphrase them?
I think you can do that.
Can I?
I think you could read them verbatim.
I could read them verbatim. Yeah. I wanna do the conversation where it's like we were made for each other, because I was on some bullshit that day.
No, listen, you can read them. I'm just gonna be shaking my head as you read them.
I'm gonna be cheering loudly in the background.
I'm not cheering. I'm not shaking my head, but there's a little tiny smile on my face.
Okay, this was an exchange that happened on Monday. Bro, this is low-key. But I thought I was about to see this embarrassing. Everybody and their mama knows I have a daddy kink. Let me stop fronting like, oh my god, wait.
Hold up.
Okay, these are messages to Dots. And
how explicit are these gonna get?
Did they all know that?
I feel like
not hard to in tune.
Okay, I feel like I've said daddy a lot on my account, like on Twitter.
That's fair. I mean, yeah, I'll give you that.
Okay, actually, I've joked about my daddy kink so much that it's like, never mind. One of my tweets from February: a lever daddy could fix that otter.
Oh
And
my.
just
Okay,
wondering who.
I wonder who the otter is.
I wonder
Who is the otter? Wait, I know who the otter is. Wait.
Yes.
Yes, you know.
I think we all hit clicked for us on who the otter was.
Okay. I'm looking for a part where I could actually start. Okay.
I swear to God, if you start reading y'all sexts, I'm going to leave.
I'm not. I'm trying to make it not the sex.
I would just give it a giggle, to be fair.
Okay.
No,
These is
not
this,
on stream.
this
For
is
some
from-
reason, it being on
Oh,
No,
stream.
yeah,
on
we
stream
are
it
on
is crazy.
stream.
On stream it is crazy. That's why I'm
On
not
stream,
reading
it's
sex.
crazy. This is a 2 a.m. space, maybe, but no.
Love Wolf's about your daddy think said it's assumed, and that's cracking me
It
up.
is assumed.
It's assumed.
It is. If you didn't already assume that, like, I don't know what to tell you.
Wait, that would be actually a fun stream.
Okay.
Assume
This
our
one-
kinks
okay.
and turn-ons.
Okay, from Monday, I sent. Okay, He sent. Well, let's do that. Let's cuddle and kiss and hold each other. I want your fantasy to become real.
I can't.
No. Just stay.
We're gonna be giving all of us secondhand embarrassment. I don't know if we can do this.
Okay, no,
actually.
I'm only gonna read a couple of them. I'm only gonna do a couple.
I don't know if I survived the one. I'm checking my pulse right now. Hold on. It's getting faint. Hurry up.
Wait, I don't even know if I want to do this. Wait.
I don't think you do.
Yeah, never mind, chat. I tease.
Tap out.
All you need to know is that somehow, somewhere, I can read the message that it led to.
Wait, is this the conversation that I inadvertently...
That you were coaching? Yes, this is one of the conversations you were coaching.
One of? I coached more than one?
I mean, technically.
You coached multiple.
You talked multiple, but this is the one that you really coached. Okay,
Okay.
okay, just know from what he said, there's messages in between, and then I say, "Oh, really?" It's like we were made for each other, like a little smirky face. Mind you.
Okay, the smirky face though. The smirky face makes it slash.
He's 40.
Of
course, there's a smirky face. He needs a tone indicator.
But also not like a smirky face. I'm putting in chat. I'll give y'all this. I'm putting in chat the 3 emojis I use when talking to him because it's dead ass 3. It's those 3.
Mm-hmm.
It's those 3. Those are the only 3 emojis I use when I talk to him, like interchangeably. Wait, no. In this one, those are the emojis I use when talking to this man. So it was like the little hearts one actually. I don't know why I said smirky face. It's like little heart one, like little cutesy little hearts. Mind you, all of this, chat, I did all of this because I wanted him to drop me off materials at my home.
Materials.
I didn't want to fuck him that day. I really didn't want to.
Anyways.
Anything else we can talk about, or like, should I get into story time? Do we have any tenets to lay down before we get into story time?
I'm scared. What is story time? What stories are
I have plenty of stories to tell.
Oh, all right. Here's my PSA. Okay, Lucy's telling you how to play men. All right, let me very briefly give instructions for if you're interested in an actual relationship. All right. Okay. Number 1, as previously stated, there's some overlap here. Know what you want. All right. If you're going out with somebody, know your limits, of course, etc., etc. Know your non-negotiables. But this also, not only in like sex and things like this, applies in characteristics that you want and don't want in a partner and non-negotiables that you have in a partner, okay? For example, if you want kids or you don't want kids, that should be a non-negotiable for you. That should absolutely be one. You do not want to be with a partner who wants something different in terms of like children, or if you want to get married, or if you don't want to get married, that is also a non-negotiable. You do not want to be in a relationship with somebody if you don't want to get married and they do want to get married. That's just terrible. Don't do that.
And speaking of marriage,
Also,
I'll give
ad
it.
lib. Do not think that you are the person that can change them, because you
No.
wouldn't want somebody
No.
trying to change you either. Do not get 3 years down the line thinking they'll change their mind when we're in our 30s.
No, they
And
won't.
then they don't, and now this is it, and you've already committed to this person. Don't do that.
Oh.
Don't be dumb.
Also, I'll give advice Ren gave me a while ago. Date to marry. Like, when I start actually dating, I'm dating to marry. I'm not dating right now. This isn't dating. I'm playing. But when I start dating, I'm dating to marry. I'm locking in. Like, I'm only dating you if I could see my entire life in future with you for the rest of my life. Because why are we wasting time if not?
I personally don't see a point. Some people enjoy, I don't know how, some people enjoy being in like 3, 4, 5 year long relationships with somebody that they don't see a future with. And I'm like, holy fuck, you are wasting your time. Why? I think it's because most people don't enjoy being alone. And I actually like being alone. Like, if I wasn't with a person, if I wasn't with Micah, I'd be perfectly fine. I have no trouble with my own company. And singlehood is not something that I'm uncomfortable with.
I was actually enjoying my single life until someone, whatever.
You don't need to sound
No,
upset about it.
I'm not upset by it.
I love this bit.
I was thriving. I was in my bag.
I love this bit. So, just randomly every couple of months, Michael would just go, and yeah, I was enjoying being single until this butch came and kidnapped me off the streets.
I really was.
And I can attest to the fact that you were. I was
Nobody's
there.
arguing with you. I'm just saying.
It's just the way you say it. It's like, oh.
My final piece of advice is to have. I don't know how to say this nicely, but I really do think that before you look for a serious committed relationship, you should be, number one, comfortable being single, and number two, have reasonably good self-esteem, because I don't think that you're going to get into a good relationship otherwise, because I think you're going to be so worried about whether or not the other person likes you that you're just going to be bending over backwards for literally anybody, when what you should be doing is having discernment and being picky.
Oh, be picky as fuck.
Be picky. Be very picky.
Listen, if you think you're picky now, I'm telling you, up the pickiness. Up the pickiness. Up it. You can never be too picky.
Here's the way, as someone that was severely bullied in my life and was insecure for a long time, here's the way that the shift will happen. These are signs that the shift will happen in your security. If you like a person and you're like, I don't care if they don't like me, honey, you've made it. Congratulations. If you like a person and you're like, if they don't like me, there's something wrong with me, or I'm unattractive, or I'm all this. Do you like that person, or do you like their attention?
No, repeat that. That's a sermon.
That's the real. That's
Say
the
it
real.
Again. Take it.
Question, because it's. Because in high school, I was definitely if this person doesn't like me, then I'm not doing something right, and I need to fix that so they will like me. There is nothing you can fix that'll make a person that's not into you, because then it's just falsehood, baby.
Why would you want to force somebody to be into you? Now you're constantly trying to like hold on to them and make them be interested in you when you shouldn't even be together.
Exactly. So once you're like, it is what it is, then you're good.
Also, I did see your request. I'm playing Siren. Spooky.
Oh,
just for you.
And that's also like that's not to say that like
Coco,
I love you, but
I love you gotta turn your noise suppression back on.
You have to turn that. It's something.
My noise suppression is on.
Okay, we can still hear it every time you speak.
I don't know what is.
Is it
Did you turn it on a higher setting than usual?
Oh, this song is nice. I like this bass.
I haven't shown you the song.
Huh?
I haven't shown you the song before.
I don't think so.
That's on me.
Whoa.
Okay, but I will say that was the dating advice. But honestly, honestly, I'm just playing around, and honestly, it's helped me build confidence. But also, as I build the confidence, it becomes a lot healthier and a lot easier. I'll say, like,
yeah, that was dating advice, but Lucy's giving
I'm giving
playing with
men advice, but they're honestly, there's a lot of Clara Shelford because when I first met Dots, I forgot to tell this very important information. I did ghost that man for like a couple months because I caught feelings, and I was like, wrong answer, forehead, wrong answer. So I caught feelings for him and I ghosted him, and I worked on myself, and then I came back, and now I'm at a point where it's like, if one of these niggas don't answer me, it's like, okay, anyways, I'm busy too. Have your own projects, have your own things. Like, I am very against, in dating, whatever, in marriage, whatever, I'm very against the whole we become like one entity and we all must be in the same activities, and we are like, we have to have the same friends and blah 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 blah. Like, as my partner, you can't be friends with anyone that's my enemy, but I don't need to know, or no, I don't need to be friends with all of your friends, you know? It's like, why would I need that? Why would I want that? Why would you want that? Why would you want that? Like, and it's like,
not want like your friends, like, usually friendly with all your partner's friends.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But if you become closer friends with my friends than me,
no,
there's an issue.
There's an issue here. There's a very big issue here. Thinking of like other things, like other tidbits and other like little things that would be fun to share.
Had a question.
Oh yeah, let me see. Why the fuck don't I see the question? The fuck? It's my chat.
They said, how good and effective are dating apps actually? I think they're effective if you know what you want.
If you know what you want, and it depends on where you are.
That's true.
For example, and it depends on who you are for what app is more popular in your area. For example, Ren was like, download Hinge. Hinge is where everyone's at. I download Hinge, nothing. Leah downloads Hinge, popping off. And it's like, but then I get back on Bumble, match, you know? So it's like different, like, play it. You have to have at least two dating apps, at least 2 to 3, if you actually want to take it seriously, you actually want to find someone. Or if you're dead, that's just looking for hookups. Like, and if you're looking for hookups, just be honest about that on dating apps. Like, don't be like, I'm looking just for short-term relationships. No, say you're looking for hookups. We're all grown here. We're all grown. Be open and honest about your desires. Clear.
But like, my sister met her husband on a dating app, and the way that worked is that they were both very explicitly clear. I am looking for a long-term relationship to end in marriage, and both of them were very clear about that, and they hit it off right away, and then they got married, and now they're very happy together.
Yeah.
So back when I was on dating apps, if I saw somebody who had like, what am I looking for? They'd be like, hook up, long-term to short-term, unsure. I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. I don't want that.
You're too indecisive. How can you choose anything?
No.
And I know that's crazy of me to say, considering how greedy I am. but that man got shit to do with me.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Do as I say, not as I do. Listen. Being clear, being honest, dating apps can work. I mean, technically, I met Dots and Moonman on a dating app, but no one considers Grindr a dating app because it's not. I don't think I've ever heard a story where it's like, yeah, I met my partner on Grindr. Actually, no, I have, but every time you hear that story, the couple always has weird vibes. And I can't quite explain it. It's like you're gonna break up in like a year. And then it happens.
But more power to you, you know?
Yeah, more power to you, but this is like a year thing, right? This isn't, y'all just want to have sex. Did either of you delete Grindr? And it's like, no.
Now we're asking too many questions. What are you a cop?
Like,
calm down.
FBI, like. But no, in my experiences, with men and dealing with men. I haven't dealt with women yet, unfortunately. I'm working on it. I really want to. I'm when I tell y'all I really want to eat pussy right now, I mean like I really want it. Like I really want it. If a woman could just sit on my face for like a couple hours, please, just allow me to gather myself.
We cried.
Sorry, happy right. But no. In my experience dealing with men, I have realized that no, surprisingly, true crime isn't accurate and not every man is out to get you. Surprisingly, the internet, Twitter is not true and not every man is out to be some disgusting predator. And 20-year-olds definitely can consent. Actually, 18-year-olds can consent. I was there. I was doing it. And I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned a lot about what I want in life and I've just had a lot of fun. Honestly, I think a lot of the conversations online piss me off so much because they deny young adults so much agency and so much freedom that they could be using to have so much fun and discovering so much about themselves through that fun. Sometimes you need that night out with that man with the questionable age you got. Sometimes you need that. Sometimes that's for the soul. Sometimes that's for the soul. And ain't nobody question that. I think it's funny I'm saying that as Guys My Age by Violet plays in the background. But I wanted this to be a lot more eloquent than it's coming out, I'll be honest. I don't know. Because it's like, I don't know how to eloquently state, yeah, I've actually had tons of fun playing with men, because of course I have. I'm gonna make, I guess, a disclaimer that this isn't for everyone. You know? Don't try to force it if it doesn't feel natural. Like, to me, like, talking to dots or talking to men the way that I do feels very natural, feels very easy, you know? It feels comfortable. If it doesn't feel comfortable for you, exactly. Ren could never do that. And there's nothing wrong with Ren, and there's nothing wrong with me. It's just that we're different people.
Mm-hmm.
And being different is, like, everyone's different, and it's nothing wrong with being different, and it's actually a lot, like, I love that everyone's different. There would be, like, no point in having humanity if we were all just the fucking same. Like, why would we be here? And what would we be doing if we were all just the same? To recap some of the points that we have, know what you want. Know what you don't want. Be honest with yourself. It's never your fault, but you can always be safer. Learn the areas that are like unsafe near you. Learn if there's any areas you need to avoid, if there's any areas that you should be. Dating apps can work. And no, not all women are victims to be. I hate that victims to be narrative. I hate it with every fiber of my being. The narrative where it's like every woman in every scenario, every young person in every scenario that they ever will be in are just victims to be. Hate it. Anything else? Does anyone else want to add?
I think you kind of covered it all. Know what you want.
Know how to express your boundaries.
Oh yeah, know how to express.
Don't just know what they are. Know how to express them.
Know how to say no. No, because okay. Here's my way of saying no is very aligned with how I comfortably and like naturally express energy. So my no is a very submissive no, a very redirection no. Because I know that usually 9 times out of 10, when I'm in a situation, especially like a sexual situation, where it could escalate to a point where I don't want it to escalate in that moment, then I'm fine with it staying sexual as long as it doesn't go to point C. Like, so I can guide it from point A to point B, we can go to point B. But I'm still saying no to point C at the end of the day. But if that's not how you express no, just say no. Like learn how you say no. Learn how a no for you sounds or feels or how it shows up and what you
Personally,
do.
it's a really tight hand around a wrist as I gently, or ever so gently, say put it away and put it to their side, and I give them a little squeeze, a nice little squeeze on the wrist, and I say, back the fuck off now. If you like your teeth where they are, I suggest you put that hand where I put it.
For me, it's silence and removal. I'm gone. One moment I'm in front of you, the next moment you have no idea where I am. You don't know. You're thinking, was she even real? Did I hallucinate that person?
Just dust.
Dust.
Poof. Gone.
But you feel uneasy. You feel something shifted. You don't feel safe.
You don't feel unsafe.
You feel like I could reappear at any moment with a knife.
You know you fucked up. You know deep in your soul you fucked up.
Yeah. Don't just know how you say no. If you're with somebody and you're like, I don't feel comfortable saying no to this person, remove yourself.
Remove yourself, exactly.
If you don't feel like you can say no to this person and it be heard,
have an excuse.
Have an excuse.
Have an excuse.
Oh, because I always
have a friend, have a backup. Once again, have a support group.
Exactly.
Have a friend who can call you and say, I'm locked out of our apartment, or your grandmother just fell down the stairs.
It's like
the dog's cousin needs to get its car changed. Like, I don't know.
Bitch, start throwing up. Do something.
If you're in a place with a toilet, go to the toilet, come back and be like, I have diarrhea.
I have explosive. Like, this is really embarrassing, but I have
get one of those little stink bomb sprays so you can spray it in their bathroom. Repulse them.
Yeah, but like this is like if you can't say, if this is like you think you can't say no.
No other choice.
No other choice.
No other options.
I thankfully have never been in a situation like that with. I've never been in a situation with that with a man I have consented to have sexual relationships with. In my adult age, I don't know why I felt the need to correct myself. Nobody asked. But yeah, like they said, know how to get out. Like, you can always get out.
Have a plan.
Have a plan. Have a plan. Have a plan.
And if this isn't for you, and you're like, this sounds like a lot of work and a lot of risk, you gotta do it.
Because these are the risks. These are dead ass the risks. When every time I go out with dots, I go out with a woman, I go out with another man. I go when I start going out with women, and I start going out with like gender non-conforming people. In the back of my head, it's like, this is a hookup. I don't know this person, and even if I did know this person, this is something could flip a switch. They could be lying, whatever. There's always a risk. Now, if you're sitting there and like the risks, okay, that's the risk. I still want it. Just prepare yourself and go after it. But this is the risk. Like these are the thoughts that will like play in the back of your head sometimes. And sometimes you will like have like be in uncomfortable situations, and sometimes it won't even involve the other person, and it'll be like 100% on you. For example, like the first time I hung out with Moon Man, right? He offered to walk me like all the way home because I was high, right? I was like, no, I'm good. Because I genuinely thought that I was good, right? And for half of the walk, I was good, right? Because it was like lights. But to actually get home, it is like, it's basically a straight stretch. So I'm never like afraid that I'm going to get lost, you know? But it's dark as shit because it's like a line of private property. So like they can't have any street lights. So I'm on this road and I'm fucking scared as shit. And I'm like, damn, I should have told that nigga to walk me home. That nigga should have walked me home. But I can't be mad at him because he offered, you know? I said no. And that actually happened again this time. But chat, wanna know something funny? I told Coco this earlier. I got like a little bit scared. Like I wasn't as scared because I wasn't as high, and it's like I'm used to doing the walk high now. But You know what I started doing because I was afraid? I pulled out my camera and I started recording myself venting about theology. to get over the nerves. So like I have like an 8-minute video of just me venting about theology. Wait, hold on. Because I'm being so late. Hold on. First, let me check on my chat. I feel like I've been neglecting y'all. Oh, Xiong. Okay. Anywho, and now I'm going to open up my gallery, my photos. And I'm gonna find the video that I took last night when I was on a walk. It's 9 minutes and 25 seconds. I'm just gonna skip to a random point. Can you even understand me?
No.
Like, what am I saying?
Backroads ass video.
Backwards ass video.
This is cryptic.
Oh wait,
This is the heavy breathing for me.
It's the heavy breathing. But this is the beginning of it. Like at the beginning, I'm just like, yeah. And theology is about explaining religion and about explaining God's relation to man. But theology can never actually fully explain God because God is outside of human comprehension. And any theologian that says that they can explain God, they're lying to you, and you should be wary of their word. Which is like 100% real. But it's like, girl, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Why is that? Why is that what you're talking about?
Why is that your coping mechanism? Why? Imagine this sticks. Cause like this is just in the back of my head. Like imagine I'm outside. Wait, I'm sending something in Unreal Gatekeep, bro.
I'm just imagining somebody like about to mug you, and then they hear you be like, "And if some theologian tries to tell you that they are able to know God, they are sent by the devil," and they're like, "You know what? I'll wait.
I think I'm gonna wait. I think I'm gonna pick someone else.
I love, like I don't know why that's where my head went, but also like it's just like it's like yeah, no, I'll pick somebody else. I ain't fucking with your money. But
Have you ever heard of our Lord and Savior?
Jesus Christ.
Have you ever heard of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
Somebody starts to mug you and you just start evangelizing to them.
That's actually smart.
Mid-mugging.
That's actually smart as hell too, because for outsider,
General Iroh ass.
Wait, what were you saying?
Not Iroh.
General Iroh. It might seem like
someone's mugging you and you put your hand on their shoulder mid-mug and you look them in the eyes and they go, "I know your heart.
I know your heart. This isn't you." And I guess they're like full legal names somehow. And they're like,
"I see your soul.
This isn't you. I know who you are.
I see it,
Jacob." And it's like,
like bitch.
And it's like, they drop the knife and they run, and now you have their wallet. Boom. Reverse mugging.
Boom.
Reverse mug.
That's actually smart as fuck because someone might think you're on FaceTime. To be clear, my high ass mind, I was not thinking somebody might think I'm on FaceTime. Actually, I'll tell you what my high ass mind was actually thinking. Because when I'm high, my high ass was thinking I want to vent about something that I want to vent about something, and I'm recording myself because for some reason to me when I'm recording a video, the flashlight looks brighter than when I'm just using my flashlight, and I couldn't see. Oh, wait, fuck. You know what it is? It's because I'm not looking with my eyes looking ahead of me. I'm looking through the phone because I'm recording it. Okay, that's why it looks brighter. But like that's what my high mind was thinking. I need to record so I can see. But it could look like you're on FaceTime. Days. Men are not that complicated, or like they're really not. Like that's another thing that I'll say. Like relationships and human connections, I'll say they're complex, but like they're not nearly as like complicated and like as hard to navigate as a lot of people make them seem like they are. Like there are definitely difficulties that you can run into. But there's risks, there's rewards, there's pleasures, there's pains, there's there's issues, but that's just life, you know. Nothing in life is ever going to be perfect, and if you're like expecting every experience you ever have with anyone else outside of yourself to be perfect and to be like exactly what you wanted, you're always going to be disappointed, and you're always going to have something to like. You're always going to have something to take issue with, you know. I kind of want to read because I feel like it's topical. Do you remember my poem, When Can I Write the Thread? I kind of want to read an excerpt from that. Not the full thing because it's long. Oh, wait, it's my stream. Why not the full thing?
I was like, what are you asking me for?
Okay, chat, I'm going to pause the music. And I'm going to read. Actually, I'll let chat decide. Do y'all want the whole poem? It's about it's about a little over, not a little over, it's about 1,600 words. Do y'all want the whole poem, or do y'all want like my favorite excerpt from the poem? Because it is very topical, because it was written about men and dealing with men, and I think I want to read it too because it tastefully talks about my experiences instead of just me going, yep, and then I got down on my knees and I sucked that man until he could not walk. And I slurped up every drop, every hole. Okay, yes, hole. Okay, spooky. I have to turn my fan off too because it's distracting me. When can I write the thread? I came to this place knowing what I wanted. Wandered here with offering in hand and intention beneath my flesh. On a mission, and I succeeded in my endeavor. When should I feel the dread and cut myself on sharps of my inexperience? I sink my teeth into flesh, pulled a corpse close, and offer myself on a silver platter. I laughed, I traded secrets, and poured libations down my throat. When should I start to choke? When should I shatter? I told it all the things I liked, and those are what it did. I leaned into its touch and pressed my body into clay, wanting to mold it in my image and leave me marked forever. But when can I write the thread? When can I rob it of its humanity and say I dance with a predator, pretend to know nothing with feigned innocence, call it a perpetrator with scraps of I'm gonna restart because I stuttered too many times. Too many fucking times. This is why you don't read poetry on live stream. When can I write the thread? I came to this place knowing what I wanted, wandered here with offering in hand and
You got it. Lock in.
Okay, I'm gonna read off my phone because I can't see it. Low key. When can I write the thread? I came to this place knowing what I wanted, wandered here with offering in hand and intention beneath my flesh. On a mission, and I succeeded in my endeavor. When should I feel the dread and cut myself in the shards of my inexperience? I sank my teeth into flesh, pulled a corpse close, and offered myself on a silver platter. I laughed, I traded secrets, and poured libations down my throat. When should I start to choke? When should I shatter? I told it all the things I liked, and those are what it did. I leaned into its touch and pressed my body into clay, wanting to mold it into my image and leave my mark forever. But when can I write the thread? When can I rob it of its humanity and say I dance for a predator, pretend to know nothing and feign innocence, call it a perpetrator with scraps of skin between my teeth? When can I renounce my own experience and reduce myself to victim, accused of cunning, convincing, of stealing that in which I gave willingly? When can I tie the noose in which I will use to hang it in a court of public opinion? Perhaps I can find martyrdom in the self-assigned debt, paying a price it never set with my body. I could forget the part where it told me that I could stop whenever I liked and pretend I did not sit at its table willingly. I can say I felt dirty. I can say I felt afraid when I walked home. I can say I regret not asking it to guide me there when it was offered. Perhaps it is somewhere in the intimate grime, coming down from a high and falling back into the shame. Perhaps I can eclipse its name and write over everything that's hurt me in its place, make it into a victim so that I may feel powerful. Perhaps it isn't a win at all. It is a could, and I could write it at any time. I wanted to write it the most when my intoxicated mind wandered off the dark, windy road home, when I had been left alone and the traumatized part of my brain called that abandonment. The thought did not present itself as a need, justice seeking, but as a want, revenge reaping, but in the moment they felt the same. I want to write it as I thought of the things that would happen to a girl like me on a walk home, and how I had stupidly denied the offer of protection that offered me. Just how I abandoned God at 16 and announced his power over me, but still shouted at him when life brought its reins. I felt the shame, I felt pain, festering in the pits of my stomach, and then his face appeared in the headlights of the cars ahead and mocked me relentlessly in the shadows. I told myself he had wandered back to his garden after sucking me dry, that I had sold myself for pleasure and been treated like cattle. In that moment, I could do nothing but strangle my own freedom, strip him down to the bone, and call him a beast. So when can I write the thread, and when can we all feast? Should I have sat on the side of the road and gorged myself on our interaction, bending and twisting reality until only the shadow remained and even I forgot what happened? Did my shame make me victim? Did my regret make him villain? If I sold the product, can I still call it stealing? I could taste the alcohol on my lips and the bitterness set into my tongue. How could he even think of offering me rum? Doesn't he know that all I can be is young, blind, and dumb? I cursed myself for the sin we had done, and begged for grace at Mary's feet, and promised my body that I'd avenge his undoing. I thought of how the public could cleanse me, purify me in the fire of their torches, transform man into the husk of himself, purge the infection of lust, validate the mistrust of myself, give me back my youth. When could I write the thread, and did that answer have anything to do with truth? I have found it, the fountain of youth, and I could pour its waters to my mouth as long as I called this abuse. But I made it home safely that night. I talked to my friends. I told them that he treated me like a gentleman, and I would never lie to them. But maybe even I am confused, and all the people online are right to say that moment at night when my mind wandered to what could be wrong instead of what was. That was the moment that I could write the thread instead of this poem. I should feel the dread of my inexperience and should never learn. The age of consent should be forever growing, and so I'm nothing but dust and have no experience. I should master the art of omitting the details that don't paint me in the image of victim. But I have to question if it's in nature and nurture. Has my generation been groomed to the point of no return, to the point where every bit of discomfort must turn into punishment for what caused it? I did not intentionally spin the web of lies that came from my lips as I walked home. I did not ask for 8 beady eyes to analyze our interaction from the most unflattering and victimizing angle. I did not prepare the story willingly. I have to question whether or not this is the society we created, where everyone will be victim and everyone will be predator. I hate what that means for connection, how it swallows it whole. It makes healing into a foreign art, a forbidden act. I wouldn't have found healing without undressing myself in the audience of my friends, without being as bare as Eve when she sank teeth into the fruit. How can we be naked with each other if there will always be a victim, if no one can ever be safe? Humans are social creatures, yet social spaces are snuffed out and we're isolated not only by society and culture, but by our own will. We are isolated yet fearful of being alone. How can we fear connection in its absence? Does that not damn us all? I guess I should have written a thread, then I could partake in the acceptable socialization. The kinds of social behavior that aren't labeled cringe or worse could lead to us being naked with each other. If I cast the invocation and turn myself into a victim, then I could feel the pity and the scrutiny, the double-edged blade that both sides wield, that both sides disguise as understanding, neutrality, or justice, when in truth we all make our decision in a split second after we hear the story. We are all reactionary. Or if I turned him into a perpetrator, I could partake in the song and dance, the hanging and the bashing, the party that comes after accusation. Rejoice as the algorithm pulls me in every direction. No matter what I choose, our lives are stuck between the beast and the damsel, predator and prey. No matter what we choose, our society will drag us back to the place, kicking and screaming. We're all victims of some kind of ism, and I do not have the time to twist that into poetry. I don't want to talk about it. Selfishly, I feel as though I should not have to advocate for myself and that everyone around me should advocate on my behalf. That is a poisoned mindset, but I am nothing more than the damsel in distress. Activism had been sold to us as a choice rather than a necessity to survive, and now our only form of action is self-victimization and cancellation threads. The world has taken off its mask, and now we're afraid. Fear twisted me into a monster capable of wielding the power of abuse against the man I knew, or ever I thought could be innocent. And what is life for us if not living in a world maddened by fear after being promised progress towards utopia? I write with the assumption that everyone I am speaking about or to is privileged, as if the victimization itself is the privilege, and I am lucky enough to be abused. That is the problem we face when we commodify victimhood, and I am not strong enough to take it off the shelves. I can still remember the feeling of being in a hotel room with a stranger, cold, listening to the TV playing infographic commercials and the gentle hum of the tides. I could not sleep as he rested peacefully, and I thought of all the things I could do and all the things that could be done to me, violent thoughts taking hold of me. I did not get off edge until I made it home with my friends. Did I deserve a badge of honor for a situation I only thought might be dangerous? Did I deserve to write a thread? I remember messaging him after, or before that, when I made him shiver and stutter over his words with a touch of my hand, and I remember how the temporary connection as though it were a gift from God. And once again, I mourn the way connection has been swallowed whole and erased from our lives. That's called When Can I Write the Thread. It's a poem that I wrote, like, directly after my first interaction, like, first hanging out with Moonman. And I really like it.
Snaps.
Snaps. Thank you. I really like it. I think it was kind of surreal reading it on stream a bit because one of the lines is not kicking and screaming, it's kicking and streaming. And I was like, wait, that's y'all. That's chat. I talked about chat. But with that, we've been going for an hour and 30 minutes. I didn't think this was going to be a long one at all. I actually planned to do something else with this. I wasn't just gonna like talk about men and that be it. I don't know if chat saw or stream saw. I had tweeted that I needed a Minecraft SMP to play on, and then literally right after that tweet, I went on TikTok. I searched Minecraft SMP applications open. I put in the search bar. I found the SMP. I applied to be in this SMP. I got accepted. Literally, like they were like, it can take up to 24 hours. I get accepted immediately, because I'm that bitch. But the SMP is down due to technical difficulties today. So we couldn't stream on there today, man. So instead, I just dragged out the conversation about men. I'll give chat one more treat. And by chat one more treat, I'm gonna torture my friends for your entertainment by reading another one of my messages. Heart. I'm eyes closed, eyes closed. We're scrolling, and stop.
No, you ain't gotta do this. You ain't gotta do this.
Actually, this one is cute. We were talking about sinners. This is fine. Wait. Hold on. I said Remick is strangely handsome to me. I would have let him in immediately, unfortunately. Dots goes, ew, no. I mean, he is very charismatic, but no thank you. And you would think that, Dots. You would think that. And then I say, that's fair, charisma just does it for me. This man says, ha ha. Ha ha. Like, deadass types out, haha. I say, it's why I always say I'd be extremely successful to Colts. He says, no, I wouldn't let you. I'd save you.
Brother.
And actually, that is one of the tenets. The way I figure out how you play men. Because the way I play men, I let them believe that I'm a damsel in distress. No, I just can't. I need saving. I can't lift that. I can't do that. And it plays to their ego, and then they want to give me everything.
Well, that's real.
Sinners is so good. Okay, no. We can talk about Sinners at the end of the stream. And then we can end. Because Sinners... if you haven't seen Sinners yet, I'm telling you, you need to see Sinners. And I've seen people be like, I took too long to see it. Now I need somebody to just spoil it for me. I genuinely don't know how I would spoil Sinners.
You have to see it.
You have
it's
to
like
see
you have
it.
to experience it.
You have to
Spoiling it isn't.
Ooh, ads. Anyway, I'm still gonna talk through the ads. Spoiling it, it's like, what am I gonna spoil? I can spoil the story. I can't spoil the way it's gonna make you feel. And even with the story, it's like, what part of the story, nigga? Your history book is a spoiler.
Where do I even start?
Okay, so it begins at slavery.
To spoil Sinners, I have to you have to give me 2 hours.
And it's like, at that point,
2 hours.
Nigga, why am I spoiling it? We could have watched the movie.
Exactly. You might as well to spoil the movie. You might as well have just watched the movie because it's gonna take the same amount of time. But now it's just me yapping at you.
Now it's just me, and I know some people that are here will be into that, but you have to experience it.
Hello. Why am I catching strays?
You can always catch a stray. What do you mean?
I was quietly muted.
You were quietly
minding my own damn
your business.
No, whack him again.
Yeah, what? I don't like when people mind their business though. That's the issue. But no, I'm going to peace out, chat. This was a good one. See you soon, and by soon I do mean soon. If everything goes according to my plan in the server, the SMP that I'm on, the server is actually up tomorrow. You'll catch me then, perhaps. Probably.
Ooh.
So maybe stream back-to-back LTU streams. Go tell your friends. Go tell the streets.
Spread the word.
But if any of y'all take any advice that we gave here, be safe, have fun, good luck.
Know yourself.
Know yourself. Tell me about it. I want to know. I'm nosy. I told y'all my business. You can tell me your business. You can tell me your business too.
It's a business exchange.
It's a business exchange.